I'm here. This is South Coast Revival Festival, and we're Little New Music. And then we're here with the Vixens here. Hello.
Right.
How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Yeah, very good.
You are currently showing your screen. I don't know if you know that. Just thought I'd say,
Good.
just in case. There we go. Perfect. So I'll start off with this one. So you played a few gigs before the pandemic hit, the Four Horsemen at the old fire station. What do you miss the most about performing in like a room full of people?
Well, mainly it's the human connection. It feels like a hell of a long time ago. It was March 2020, so it's nearly a year, and it's our last gig we did, and it was a great show. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
So what I really miss is your friends, your family, even people you don't know, just talking about general shit about music, about new songs, what gigs you've been to, just all of that really.
That's fun. Would that kind of happen like after the gig or before the gig? Kind of just like
bit of both of us, be at the bar or be outside in the smoking area, or everything really. Even talking to the road, even talking to people bringing the gear in and sound people.
Yeah. Did you know, like when you did that last show, that like we were going to go into a pandemic? Because there was like social distancing for like a good 3 weeks, wasn't there, before like lockdown?
It definitely felt like the last weekend of my life. At one point, maybe it's a bit morbid, but
it's true.
It didn't feel like we should be doing it, but we did it because let's go out of a bang, sort of thing.
That's nice.
It was like 13th of March, and then I think the next weekend was the last weekend where everyone went out and had a bit of a last hooray.
I remember doing that for my birthday, and there was barely anyone around. It was like a ghost town, but things were still open. It was like just like for another 5 days, and then lockdown happened.
It was definitely did feel like something that was going to happen quite soon. And a bit in denial about it the month before, but March.
Of course, it's like this is happening.
So jumping off that, we're going to play your recent song in a few minutes. Was this created like during the COVID-19 lockdown, or was it before? Like, what was the process like of creating this song?
This song was created 2 years ago, and it's 2 songs that we used to do joined together.
Oh.
So, but it was recorded in August, and that was to us a great thing to do. We got out of that first lockdown. We all came together in a great studio out in Litchfield Travers with Matt Black, who produced it for us, who's a great producer in the area. And it was just brilliant to get the lads together and do a song which we really should have done a couple of years ago, but for one reason or another, not just COVID. So it just felt like a great time to push all our creative energies together, really.
That's really nice. That's nice. The summer was actually really good because we got let out and we just go for everything. I remember I was doing filming stuff at the same time. So everyone it's like what's going to happen at the end of this? Everyone's just going to want to go and record, and just like get stuff out.
Absolutely, yeah.
So your title is titled "You Are Not Alone." Was this something you came up with? Was it always called that, like the 2 tracks, or was this after the isolation?
Yeah, I mean, it's had a couple of running titles, but it was actually titled before anything to do with COVID, but it does touch on lyrically a lot to do with mental health, isolation, anxiety. It's trying to talk down somebody who is going through something quite traumatic, and I felt like there's no way we're not doing this song. Going through troubles themselves, which have been magnified by all of what's happened, really.
No, massively. And people who maybe didn't think that they had these issues beforehand now do, and they trying to find a way of how to dealing with it because they haven't done it before. So we're just going to play your song now, and then we'll chat to you whilst it's playing. But for everyone else, so this is "You Are Not Alone" by the Vixens. Hope you enjoy.
As I wake up, and I'm waking up this morning, I'm on the edge, and now I'm on the edge of dawning. It don't feel nice, it don't feel nice today. Can someone take this all away? Because you are not alone. You can be overthrown and tossed back out in your hollow. 'Cause you'll overflow. Now there's a way. Now there's a way to shut it out. Don't turn your head, for there are ways of bringing you out. So stand tall and hold on to the tide. Can someone take this all away? Because you are not alone. You can be overthrown and tossed back out in your hollow. 'Cause you'll overflow. Because you are not alone. You can be overthrown and tossed back out in your hollow. 'Cause you'll overload. And when you are high and low, then you will to and fro. And don't neglect your mind, heart, body, and soul. No. You're not alone.
Go for it, Brendan.
So that was You're Not Alone by the Vixens. You're listening to Little New Music on the South Coast Revival Festival. Once again, we're joined by the Vixens. So a question we sort of have for you based on that song was it's such a great sound that you have, and how long does it take for you to come up with your sound that you like as a band, and how do you make it stand out?
Well, for us, when we first started, we just wanted to write punk songs like Green Day, My Chemical Romance, and just make as much noise as possible. And it was great fun. And then we realised that actually, if we slowed down a little bit and focused a bit more on the melody and got the guitars sounding at the right settings, actually use some different settings for a change instead of hitting it on overdrive all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Generally, yeah, as a band, you go through when you start out and you think about things a bit more. So the sound of where we are at the moment, we have definitely shifted to a more indie alternative rock sound, I'd say, and that's taken a few years. We've been going about 5 years now, and about 3 years in, we were like, right, we're happy now. Let's get some more stuff out there. That's not just demos, and let's go to the studio and see what they've got to say as well. So it's always it's an ongoing process, and there's still work to do. What's the great thing about it is you're always learning all the time with music, and how you can push yourself, and how you could change, how you can improve.
Yeah, I mean, it's a learning curve, and everyone goes through it. But it's cool that you're coming into like kind of doing more melodic stuff, which is really fun, and I can imagine that's really fun for you guys to explore as well, because I guess you're used to playing more, and then now kind of like the more writing stuff is fully coming into it. So you said like Green Day and My Chemical Romance were where you started as influences. Who would you say the influences are for like kind of this single, and where kind of would we hear those people in the track?
Yeah, so I suppose it's quite a heavy riff song, which I didn't write. Our guitarist Max wrote guitar riffs for this song, and we were covering and playing a lot of songs by Royal Blood and Nothing But Thieves, Catfish and the Bottlemen, people like that.
Yeah,
and I suppose a lot of that you'll hear in the songs. Lyrically, I was listening to a lot of Pixies, Where Is My Mind, Tender by Blur, a lot of emotional songs. Boys Don't Cry by The Cure. It's all in there.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I can, and especially with the Pixies, I think I can see that really a lot as well.
Mm.
I mean, you mentioned Nothing But Thieves and Royal Blood. They're like my two favorite bands. So
That's all right then.
yeah,
We're in good company. We're in good company.
yeah. Yeah, Nothing But Thieves. I've seen them when they were like way younger. But yeah, it's really fun.
I think something you brought up there, I think was quite interesting. Is how do you go about writing your songs? Is there one person that takes the turn first, and then you go to another people, or is it like everyone has their own go at writing something and see what sticks?
Well, for this one, Max, the songwriter with me, we lived together when we were getting this song to where we wanted it, and he had a chord progression. He came up with another song, and I started experimenting with it, and I was still doing it wrong. And he said, "Actually, let's get some 16th notes in here." And I had an old melody from another song for the chorus, and we just sort of adapted it, and I changed the words to it just progressed really. It was a collaborative thing, and still then there was a lot of work to do. We had a new drummer who just joined the band at the time, and he really added a much better drive to the song.
That's good.
And the bassist Liam, who had before been quite shy with his songwriting, he was written a really good group, I feel.
Okay.
It was a really, for this song actually, normally it's a predominant of one person or the other, but this song really was a true band effort with all four members contributing, and I feel that's why it's shining out of all our songs really.
Absolutely.
Because you're saying that like you had to put two songs together and then kind of like merge it around. Do you think that made you put more time into the track and maybe notice some things that you might not have done if you just wrote, kind of one song?
Yeah. Because you are deliberating before you can really go forward with a section, or whether it be a bridge. You really think about how is this going to go into what you're weaving. Am I actually going to work? Yeah, it's definitely a process that helps you structurally, I feel.
Nice. Do you think it's something you'd maybe do in the future? Like, I know obviously you're trying to find stuff to put in, and that you probably wouldn't normally record two separate things and merge it. But is that kind of the process you took? Do you think you'd employ that to a lot of the future sounds?
Yeah, I think just because a song isn't working doesn't mean there aren't parts of that you can't recycle. You can. There's if it hasn't worked in another song, then there's still hope, and it just keep on the back burner. And that's how the song came about. Really, there was a few backburned ideas and themes.
Yeah, it can make it more interesting in some ways too, as well, because you've got the two different tracks. But yeah, we've now got quick. Oh no, we don't. Is that my last question?
Yeah. So you got one more thing.
Right. So when can we expect an album? And would you be interested in coming back and sharing the tracks with us?
Well, if you have me back, I'd be very happy to come on again.
Gladly.
And an album, no, but we did when we recorded this song. Recorded 3 more. Two are already out. You feel free to check all of those 2 out. One's called News of the World. It's a very political, very angry, punky, but explorative song. And we've got Guillotines, which is about a night terror I had and woke up. I wanted to write a song to describe it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
definitely a range of things.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Those two are out, and the next one, which should be next month, is called Friends, and it is about remembering the good times.
Nice.
Good.
Is that going into like an EP, or are they just going to be standalone singles?
I think the plan is for these 4 and other songs we've written and new material that's going to come, hopefully when we can get back into the studio in the practice rooms, is to do an album.
Lovely.
And then to sell them at gigs. That's our big goal in our heads at the moment.
Great fun.
So finally, we've got some quick fire questions, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
So first one, what's the best gig you've ever been to?
The best gig I've ever been to is definitely from my favourite band, the Libertines, for the first time when they had their reunion show at Hyde Park, which is 2014. It was incredible. The gig got stopped 6 or 7 times. The barricades fell down. There's people climbing on the radio tower. One of them was my mate.
Whoa. That sounds
And
crazy.
It was insane. It was expensive, and I drank way too much. But I still remember it.
Yeah, that's the thing with Hyde Park Festival, that
Amazing.
you've got like, you're not camping, are you?
Mm,
You just have to buy all the alcohol in there.
mm.
Yeah, and you could pay more to go at the front, but when they broke the barricade down, you didn't have to pay the extra 40 quid. So it was
No.
great. Actually,
Yeah.
it was cheap. You got
Yeah.
the views, and you didn't pay 120 quid. You paid 65. So
Yeah.
Amazing.
absolutely.
And then, so what's your favorite album of 2020? Or if you have a few, you can say a few.
My favorite album, and it's because I keep playing it, and it's a band that are local, the Magic Gang. Their new album, Death of the Party, and the title track for that is just great.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I've had the pleasure of meeting a couple of the members after shows, and I'm not just saying this because I know them or I like them. It's a great album. You definitely listen to it.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, the other interview you had earlier, she mentioned the Magic Gang as well.
Oh yeah.
And I think Brendan, one of your mates, has said they've met one of the members as well. So
Yeah, they're just so lovely.
they just
to
get
listen to
around.
too. Yeah. Sort of jumping off that, what track have you got on repeat currently?
All I Need by Jake Bug.
Nice.
Cool.
Good choice.
I think he's
And then
back. The Bug's back.
Bug's back.
Yeah. Exactly. And then finally, vinyl or cassette?
I don't own any cassettes, so vinyl. I need to save a few more pennies to add to the collection.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you have you got a record player?
Yeah, it's upstairs. A little speaker system. No, it's not little. It's quite big. It annoys the neighbours.
Well,
of
that's,
course.
that's big enough then.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on. That's all our questions, unless you have anything.
No,
Yeah.
pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank
No
you.
worries. Thank you so much.
So we're going to jump to Ballad of You and I by Hotel Lux on Little New Music right now.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right. Do the countdown, Brendan.